stream is set for in the morning, but I'm gonna name this the honest hour. It's not gonna take no hour. But that's just what I'm gonna call it. And the reason why is because I'm gonna give you a little backstory about who I am. I live in Dalton. I'm from Georgia. My name short is JC. I'm almost 40-year-old. I used to get into a lot of trouble. Smoked cigarettes, did drugs, did a lot of stuff I probably shouldn't have done. The Lord has always had my back. Did I take advantage of it? Yeah. A lot more than what I should have. Had a lot more chances than what most people get. Been in a lot of trouble, stole stuff, lied to people, fought people, manipulated people. Just honestly a horrible person. But I think it's time I told the truth. That's why I'm calling this the honest hour. It might be 10 minutes long, might be 15. It just depends on how long I feel like talking. But every time I do this, I'm gonna call it the honest hour. I've ripped people off. I promised them drugs and never gave them drugs. Thank God that he was able to come into my life and take control. Because I've been to NA, I've been to jail, been to prison, been to drug rehabs, been to rehabilitation centers. Nothing ever worked. But the first time that I got down and prayed to God, like let me start off saying this. For almost 25 to 30 years, I smoked weed. I experimented with other drugs. The only thing I ever had a problem with was smoking Marlboro Reds and smoking pot, marijuana. But when I was on probation for doing some stuff that I did growing up, trying to rob people, stealing from people, and just all around a person you shouldn't be. One thing about it was, even when they tried to put me in the rehabs, when I promised, I'm going to do the right thing, man, I was doing drugs and back to the same old habits 30 minutes after I left court. But not anymore. And that's no matter what you're going through, I'm not saying NA and AA and places like that won't help you. But I will say, if you're really sincere on praying, like I said, I smoked active for almost 30-something years. 28 to 32 years, I know, because I started smoking when I was like 11. Started smoking weed before I did cigarettes. And the first time I actually got serious and prayed to God about it, he stepped in. And at first, I wasn't even sure what was going on. I just thought I might have come down with like a flu or something, because I felt like I was sick for like 2 or 3 days. Sorry, y'all, I lost my live for a second. I'm back. But at first, I thought I'd got sick from like the flu or something, because I just felt like, like I had a wicked cough or whatever. I didn't know what was going on. But this was about 1.5 years ago. It was right after I wrecked my motorcycle. And I remember praying a couple times that week saying, hey, I really want to quit smoking, but I can't do it by myself. And the Lord actually stepped in. Now, I've never tried to quit smoking before this. I've always said, except for when I got locked up, I had no choice but to quit. It's hard to get cigarettes in jail. If you want to pay those prices, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. But the one time I was actually able to quit, he stepped in, and like I said, it felt like I had like a stomach virus or possibly flu, just like bronchitis or something. Your taste buds were off and stuff like that nature. But yeah, I prayed, and I remember praying a few times, and I begged him. I said, if you can help me quit smoking cigarettes and quit doing weed, I'll change everything around, or at least try to. Sure enough, he did. And I was one of those people who would laugh at the folks that went to NA and AA and like, yeah, this ain't gonna work. Which it didn't. I mean, I'm not saying they won't work for you, but they didn't work for me because I wasn't ready for them to work for me. If that makes any sense. But the first time that I actually spoke to God and I was honest with him, he stepped in and did something I could never do by myself. I haven't wanted the taste for weed. I haven't wanted the taste for cigarettes. I didn't need no nicotine patches. I'm glad I didn't need no NA. Because I'm not the type of person to sit here and talk about my problems with someone. That's why I'm talking to this camera, because it's just me and the camera. You ain't gonna see nobody else in my house. Just me, my cat, my dog, my TV. That's all you gonna find here. Like I said, if it wasn't for me making it on a video, you probably never see it. You probably never know anything about it. But I don't know why I need to make this video, but I feel like there's some people out there who if you're having doubts, God's real. No matter what someone else tells you, whatever that little voice in your head tells you, God is real, and he's got your back, whether you know it or not. Oh, ignore the shirt. It's just one I had clean. But yeah, I've done some stuff that would make a party animal blush, and I don't even know how I made it this long. And I've had friends in school that didn't even live to see 18. Like there was, let me tell you this one story. There was this stuff called air duster when I was coming up, when I was probably about 17 to 19, 20. Everybody liked doing it. We was crazy with it too. We'd walk in Walmart, we'd just open the pack and start doing it right there in the aisle and not even care. One of my friends, he's been dead probably, I don't know, close to 17 years now. He bought some. He liked to do it, but he wasn't as brazen as we were with it. He actually paid for his. We didn't care. We'd just open the pack, start hitting it in Walmart, pass out walking down the aisle, laughing at each other. And he started doing it, inhaling it, going down the road, and ended up hitting. It was under this bridge, the things that hold the bridge up, the rafter, whatever you want to call them, the pavilions or whatever. I don't know, who cares? Point is, he ended up hitting one of those head on in his little S10. It killed him about 17 years ago. And I don't know how. I mean, I do, but sometimes I don't understand why I was spared when other people wasn't. And the only thing I can think of is maybe someone out there needs to hear what happened to me. And every day since the time I found the Lord, really looked for him and found him, I thank him every day for what he's given me, because I've had more chances than what people should ever been allowed. And I'm glad we got someone who is gracious as he is on our side, because some people don't get that chance. And I've taken way too much for granted. And I feel like it's time I give something back and just tell there's something better than what you're doing. Even though I'm not trying to throw any kind of shame on no one or expect you to take this and run with it, but maybe if anything, just be careful, because we really ain't promised tomorrow, and I don't know how I've been promised the last almost 40 years, but I have, and never thankful until about a year ago. And looking back at it all now, I wonder I even made it this far. So with that, let go and let God is all I can tell you, because he's there, even if you think he ain't. Good night.